Hey everyone, this is Peter from Prophetic Watchman 88. Before we get started, please hit like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. And if you could share this in whatever way you could think possible, do that as well. It'll help out with all the algorithms. All right, let's jump right into this if you don't mind. Let's go, go, go. Okay, so this one today, guys, is called Hang In There. I'm going to take a breath for a second. Okay. Just so you know, I love all of you guys, and again, that last video was way long, and I don't even know what, it was long. I'm going to try to keep this one just as much to the point as possible, because when I say hang in there, we really believe what God is doing some amazing things, and I really, really, really wish I had my wife here, my beautiful bride with me, but there's just so much going on right now. She can't be here with us right now on this video. But she brought so much incredible insight to some of the things that we're talking about today. But I'm hoping I can remember it all, because like I said, I'm going to be me, you be you. We're going to have a great time. This whole thing about hang in there, because it's so close, and you're going to see that. By the end of this, you're going to be shouting and screaming like me if your eyes are open. So those of you, those who have ears, those who have eyes, this is what we got here, guys. We are walking by faith. So this video, we're going to have some fun. We're going to go quick. So again, if you, am I going too fast for you? Apologies for all the guys. Again, I read your comments. I love them. And in no way, guys, am I negative today. I'm not negative. I love each and every one of you. You're going to, as we go through this, hopefully God will share some of the things that we've been going through. He'll share through me, because it's exciting. It is so exciting right now. Right now, we are walking by faith. I can't see the ground. I can't see the water. We're walking by faith right now. This tribe, our tribe right now. And from our tribe to you, we want to say thank you for your prayers. We want to say thank you for your encouragement. And we pray, and we really do pray and hope that we can be an encouragement in any way to all of you guys, whoever is listening to this or sees these slides or anything like that. Our prayers that we can be an encouragement, and we're pointing everyone that we can find to Jesus Christ, because it's all about him, right, guys? It's not about us. It's about him. So we're going to walk by faith, not by sight. We're going to have a lot of fun today. And again, I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth, but here's where we're going to start. I never thought I would be this guy, and I feel like I'm this guy right now. Let me take a drink. Again, you guys know I'm taking a drink. I feel like I'm this guy. Okay, here's what I mean. In every movie, guys, think about it. Every movie, everywhere, they make fun of this guy. He's always on the corner. He's normally a bum. He's normally, you know, homeless or whatever. And it's like, the end is near. The end is near. I feel like this goofball Homer in many ways, but the end is here. And I feel like I am... Oh, okay. Maybe some of you, if you guys can relate, please add some comments so I know I'm not alone. I feel like maybe I've run out of people to tell that Jesus Christ is coming. Maybe that, maybe people are maybe avoiding me. My family thinks I'm nutso and crazy. I don't know. Maybe you guys have your own stories, but I literally feel like this, and people are looking at me going, here, Peter. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. But guys, here's the thing. I don't do it like in a bad way, in a humdrum way, like, oh, the end is near. You're all gonna die. Blah blah blah. Now, no. I'm saying Jesus Christ, the lover of my life, the creator of all things, is coming to get all his righteous. And if you qualify for his righteous, you should be excited. So I'm like, the end is here. Now, the reason I use this particular cartoon is, ladies and gentlemen, okay, some of you know, I stutter sometimes, right? I go, because here's what happens. The thoughts hit my brain. They go, and my mouth is going, I'm a little slow with the thoughts there. They're coming in. So when I have all these thoughts, right, or impressions or feelings, whatever, my mouth goes, so that's what you hear sometimes when I'm starting to do that. So I gotta take a breath. I'm learning, guys. There's a bunch of books and all that I tried to read, and then I threw across the room, and I ended up burning all of them. I danced around in a happy little dance saying these books are worthless. So God said, here's what we're gonna do. We slow down. We get the revelation from the Holy Spirit, and we allow him to express it any way he wants to through us. Woo-hoo! Here we go. Now, The Simpsons. Taking a drink. Has anybody have a tally mark or a notebook or how many times that The Simpsons, the cartoon The Simpsons, have hit a home run on some type of world event? Let's just put it like that. Excuse me, I had to cough. There's a reason I'm saying this, guys. If you guys are keeping up with this, let's see. I'm just going to put a couple off the top of my head. I don't have a slide for this, but I'm just saying off the top of my head. Okay. I don't know when the cartoon came out for The Simpsons, but it was before, way before Trump came down the golden elevator with his wife, and he was saying, I'm running for president, and there was a scene, okay, the scene that happened around Trump in real life, the exact scene when he came down this, way before that happened in real life, The Simpsons had a scene exactly like that, Trump coming down with his wife and the scene around here. If that's not freaky enough, guys, there's a part in there that there's a guy right over here, or a kid or somebody who's holding a sign, and in the cartoon, the sign drops. Guys, in real life, that happened. Go look it up, do your own research, because I went, whoa, what? Yeah. I toasted my bagels. Yeah, there might have been a Hershey squirt or two when I saw that one, because that was incredible. And that's just one. Okay, another famous one that came out. Yes, this cartoon predicted that the big R, I'll just say it, Russia went over there and was showing some love to the Ukrainians. That whole incident, which happened, again, we all know, right? If you're following our, if you're seeing any of our videos, that date of the start of that happy little incident, and again, no disrespect to the people or anything. That's not what I'm saying. Remember, we're looking for this, right? We're looking for the coming of Christ. So the date of that was 68. So a lot of different things were happening there. Now, The Simpsons predicted that event on that day happening. It's a whole bunch of cartoons out there showing that. I'm sitting here talking about it. I'm like, I can't even believe I'm sitting here trying to explain that somebody or a group of people that run an adult cartoon have had, and I'll just say more than 20 world events that have taken place that have all happened exactly like this cartoon has said. And you can argue with me, I could care less by now. My brain is blown and on the floor. Because I can go out there and go, oh, you go do it. I've already done it. Go on YouTube, or whatever your favorite little video thing is, and just say like world events and Simpsons, or Simpsons and world events, or anything like that. You'll see a bunch of cartoons that map with world events, and yeah, believe me, you're gonna, if you haven't seen it, it should shock you. If you have seen it and you're not shocked, well, then you're just not awake. You're like asleep, your head's in the sand. You're going, I like it down here in Nowhereville. So the rest of us, there are so many signs. There's a reason I'm bringing this up. Recently, September 8th, a really big event, and again, no disrespect to the event or anyone connected to it, but Queen Elizabeth II passed away on September 8th. There was a cartoon, and again, let's say it's fake or real, who knows? Go look at it, go Google it, go research. There seems to be a Simpsons cartoon that shows this guy driving his station wagon. They crash into the chariot or something like that, and it turns over. On the bottom, the queen gets out and dusts herself off, but there's a tag on the bottom. And it seems that that tag has the date that was September 8th, 2022. That was her actual date of her death, of her passing away. Yeah, it gets a little creepier than that. I guess there's a scene of the queen in her casket in the cartoon. It's all in the cartoon, and above the casket it has the date that she was born, of course, and on the tablet her death year, and the death year on there that I saw said 2022. I'm taking a drink. Think about it. I personally don't know who is in charge of writing the storyline of The Simpsons or drawing the cartoons or where their inspiration comes from. I am not talking about that. I am talking about there is some kind of spiritual influence that seems to have landed on The Simpsons. Now, we've talked about in other videos that the enemy tells on himself and he can't help it. We also know that God is in charge of everything, and he, before he moves, he tells his prophets, he tells all the ones that are awake, alert, and watching what's going on. And remember, he's using everything and everyone to accomplish his eternal purpose. Now, if that makes you mad, that's too bad, because that's what he's doing. Now, in saying that, there's a reason I'm saying that. The Simpsons happen to be hitting, I don't know, what's their batting average right now? I can't even calculate it right now. They just nailed it again with the Queen. Now, oh gosh, I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. The mad scientist showed up. Okay, there's a Simpsons episode that comes up. I don't know when it was made. But there's a couple end times ones that are made. There's some that talk about the four horsemen. There's some that talk about the end time, the apocalypse that's coming, Armageddon, all these things. Well, woohoo! Okay, I don't know, I cannot remember the Christian neighbor's name, whatever, I don't know his name. He's got a mustache, he's that so-called Christian neighbor. To me, he's Mr. Religious. I don't agree with the things he says. The point is this. He has some kind of alarm clock in his house, and next to his bed it says something like Rapture clock or Rapture countdown, and it went to 0000. And on his energy spin meter on the side of his house or whatever, it was 2022 and the month was 9. Oh, I don't know. The month of September, I believe, is 9. Now, yeah, okay. Peter, are you telling me you're putting all your faith in the end times into The Simpsons? Because if you're telling me you're putting your end time faith into The Simpsons, I'm going to turn off the channel right now and go watch somebody else that's cooking tri-tip, because at least that way I know I can eat some good food at the end of the night. You're going to give me horrible nightmare dreams. No, that's not what I'm... Listen. God, okay, all of us, let's take it. On the count of 3, we're going to take a deep breath. 1, 2, in through your nose, out through your mouth. In the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. I'm taking a drink. Everybody calm down. Okay, I'm saying that for myself because I'm starting to go whoa, starting to stutter. Listen to me, guys. God is in control. His eternal purpose is perfect. It's coming to pass right now. Woohoo! So, yes, the media, the end times media, no matter how you want to look at it, is telling a story, guys. And God is saying, for all of my people who are awake, alert, and watching, I'm going to give you some exciting news. In fact, I'm going to give you some news that might just knock you right out of your chair. I'm going to give you some news, God says, that's going to slap you between the eyes. And you're going to go, whoa, was that you, God? And God's going to say, yes, that is me. Please pay attention because I have some great, great news to tell you. That's what God's saying. Now, as far as me, I'm just a servant. I am just... Okay, one of my favorite people of all time, Angela Greenig. If you're listening, you're probably not, but if you're listening, you are one of my all-time favorite people of all time. You're just amazing. Okay, I love you. I love you. I love you. She is, again, I'm going to say it like this because this is the only way I know how to say it. Let's just say, you know how there are superstars and there's athletes in NFL, the Major League Baseball, whatever. There's the athletes and then there's the superstars, right? They stand out, okay? Well, this girl, this warrior chick, prophetic, amazing chick, she's one of those. She just stands out. Now, she's been invited over her walk with Christ, okay? She's been invited all around the world, every country you could think of, to minister to people, sides of crowds. That would blow your mind. Okay, so she's one of those kind of people, but she's so down to earth that it's amazing. Now, here's why I'm telling this story, because it matters. Okay, She was at one of these big time conferences, guys. It's amazing. She's amazing. And she comes to the backstage. They call it like the green room, okay? Now, I've never been into a green room. Well, it's kind of, but not like this. She was in the major green room with a bunch of big time ministers. I'm not going to give you the names, okay? But a bunch of big time ministers that you would think across the country, maybe across the world. Anyway, they're in the green room and they're getting their water, they're getting their juice, they're getting their desserts and all they're getting ready because they're all going to have their moment to go speak at this huge conference. All the people are waiting for them, right? Anyway, they're all telling their story. This is her story. She walks in and they're all, patting themselves on the back. I'll put it like that. They're patting themselves on the back and how great God has used them. And I'm not putting them down. Yes, God has used them. Okay, yes, in mighty, mighty ways. But it seemed that maybe their eyes were a little bit on themselves more than on God, let's just say. So she walks in and they're saying, oh, a woman, because they're all men. Let's just say right now, they're all men. She's the only woman. She walks in there. Now, they go, hey, I'm Pastor so-and-so. And hi, I'm Apostle so-and-so. And I'm Prophet so-and-so. And I'm Evangelist. And literally, they were using all their titles to her and trying to let them know that they were something, right? And they were like, "What was we didn't get your name. You're one of the guest speakers. We didn't get your name." And she is right now. I'm just letting you know. She is disgusted. She is disgusted with religious crap. She is like she wants to go take a shower again because she wants to get all this religious crap and this sludge off of her. She looks at them dead in the eye, and she says, "I am just the ass that Jesus Christ is riding on." And they just were speechless. And she turned about face and walked out of the room. And I was like, whoa, woman. And let's just say, yeah, she had an amazing time there. God did miraculous things, healings, everything. My point is, you might not see yourself as anything, but God does. And for those of anyone that might see themselves as more than you ought, please pay attention to that story because God is in control. We are not. Okay, so it's just a word to the wise. We all want to be wise, not wise guys, but we want to be wise. So let's move on. Okay, great time, great time, great time. Now, I'm not going to get into this next slide, but I am showing it to you because as I was getting into this slide, okay, there's this project. God has been working with me on this project for a long time. I'm just going to tell you what it is. This video is not on this project, but this project spurred me onto this video. So I'm not going to explain it completely, but here's what we're doing on this. I decided one day, I said, God, I am very curious on the beginning, okay? So very quickly, I just, I'm going to explain this. I read everywhere on their ages and who was born after who and what happened here and all the events. And I'm not going to go into detail, but it is just crazy cool on the things that happened in the beginning. Now, this is all pre-flood. Okay. Now, for those of you that are going squirrel, 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 and you're starting to look at all the dates and look at all the, you know what? Go ahead. If you want to go ahead, that's fine. Go look at everything, but I'm trying to tell a story. So, for those of you that know, you know. For those of you that don't, you should. Now, here you go. All these names. So, Adam begot Seth and begot Enosh. Not Enoch, Enosh. Enosh begot Kenan. Now, I could be saying these names incorrectly, but they go all the way down here. Now, there's a lot of begotten going on all over these years. Okay, now, each one of these names, if you know, have a meaning. I'm going to give you the short version. I'm not going to tell you how I know, but here's what all those names mean. From Adam to Noah. The first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The first 10. Here's what their names mean. Here is the message from God to us about the first 10 men's names that are mentioned. Here we go. From Adam to Noah. I'm just going to read it, okay? I'm just going to read it. The first man who opens the door and enters the pathway that leads to death. At the appointed time, the anointed one will come to redeem man. The Messiah will be pierced. the Messiah will be a man of sorrows who exchanges his life for the life of others. The Messiah is the good shepherd who lays his life down for the sheep. The Messiah is the blessed God who will come down as a humble servant. The Messiah will offer himself up on a cross where he is secured by an iron nail. Messiah's death shall bring the despairing and sorrowful comfort and rest. I hope you guys heard that whole thing, because that right there, guys, is what the names of these gentlemen mean. And we will meet these guys one day very, very soon, but that is what they're... So anyway, so God has me on this project. I'm going through this. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. It's blowing my mind. And as I'm looking at this, just so you know, okay, here's a little fun fact for you. Fun fact. Okay, Genesis 6, go look it up. Genesis 6. Genesis 6 is where the fallen angels, and if you know anything about Enoch and the book of Jasher, which are also in the Bible, mentioned in the Bible, about 200 Watcher class fallen angels came in Genesis 6 to Mount, oh gosh, is it Hebron, Hermon, one of those, Mount, anyway, came down to the mount, my fault, but came down to the mount right here. And in the time of Jared, they came down. In fact, his name means coming down. So they came down during the time of Jared, these angels. And these in Genesis chapter 6 are the ones that took human women for themselves. And again, I'm not trying to be anything. Just go read it. It's there. And out came the Nephilim. Okay, now the first class, I'm going to take a quick drink, guys. This is to me, this is extremely interesting because, again, like before the flood, Noah's day, it's going to happen again. So pay attention. Okay, I took a drink. Here we go. Now, the first class that came out, now I know this is crazy, but go do your own research. This is just amazing, fun stuff to go research. You're going to learn one day in heaven, but why not learn right now before we go in a few days or a few weeks, whatever it is. Here it is. The first class where, okay, do you guys remember the Clash of Titans? There was an original one back in the 80s that, of course, I loved because it was in the 80s and it was crazy. It was crazy cool. They redid it, which again, better graphics, acting was, I thought, a lot better. It was really cool, but the Clash of Titans, right? A lot of religious Christians threw it out and they burned it and they said, that's of the devil. Well, could there be a message that maybe God is getting across to you? Yeah, there is, guys, before you start doing that. Now, I say that in jest, partly because, yeah, in the early days of when I was an early Christian, I did, yes, we took that scripture very, very, very seriously. We got all of our sorcery things, witchcraft things, and we burned them. Yes. Okay, now, fast forward 30 years. Here we go. Now, in this time of Jared, they came down. The first class that were birthed, okay, were the great titans of old, the myths of the Greek mythology. Yes, that actually happened, guys, and it happened right here. Now, in the ancient writings, in Enoch, in Jasher, it talks about the punishment, part of the punishment for these, and there's a reason I'm telling you, it's so interesting. These 200 Watcher class angels, okay, they were severely punished. So severely punished, even the archangel Michael, who is like fearless, he trembled when he heard what the punishment was going to be for these 200 angels that did what they did, okay? So even Michael was trembling when God pronounced judgment. Now, here's what happened. Part of the judgment, the 200 watchmen, they actually had children. These Clash of the Titans, the children, the giants, were their children. Now, none of us would want this to happen to our children. They were forced for 500 years to watch their children slaughter one another, have a great battle, and kill one another, known as the Clash of the Titans. You're going, Peter, you're full of malarkey sauce. There's no way this happened. Well, for those of you that don't think it happened, fast forward and go to my next slide. That's fine. For those of you that want to know, here it is. So there was a 500-year battle, the Clash of the Titans. It happened. On this side, we have the Titans. On this side, we have the Giants. And they battled for 500 years. And they slaughtered and killed one another until there was no one standing left. Then what happened? Well, the other part of their torment, their punishment was those 200 angels were bound up by Michael and the other ones, and they were thrown into prison, believe it or not, for 70 generations, I believe it is. Now, I'm not going to do the math for you, but this says they're going to be released in the end times. Okay, and that's a whole nother video. I can do it. But again, it's all part of this project that I was working on. Just so you know, yeah, they're released right now. Okay, but that's amazing. Yeah, there's a little wink for you. So, this caught my eye. I saw some other documentation where they say that the flood happened in 2348 BC. Now, if you track this biblically, it gets you right to that date. Now, also, after this happened, they started, when I say they, there was a lot of manipulation with genomes and all those things. There's some crazy stuff. Then the flood came. Okay, then Noah was 600, and then he lived, until this age, 350 years after. So all that happened. This video is not about that, but it's so interesting. This is the project that I've been working on for such a long time, and I cannot finish it, and I don't think I'll be able to finish it. It's just so interesting to me, okay? There's a reason. Now, if you go look at this in the Greek and Hebrew, it actually speaks to what happened in the flood and also into Christ. But here's what I thought was very interesting. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to bore you guys, but this is so interesting. If you take from that date of the flood, which is 2348 BC as the flood, and you add 2,348 years, it gets you to the birth of Christ. And again, I'm not going to get on the details. It's just so amazing. It's so it's so confirming. It's confirming. Can I say it's just confirming? Because then, of course, you can line all the other prophecies up. You can line Daniel up. Then you can line Daniel. You line Daniel up to 2022 and everything else. Our first two videos. Everything lines up, guys, and I go crazy. Oh, it's so incredible. So I started going into this, and God says, you know what? I got something to tell the people. And I said, okay, well, let's go tell the people. So this is, remember, the title of this is Hang in There, guys. Hang in there. And I'm speaking to myself. I'm speaking to this tribe because you guys, again, you know a little bit, but it has been bonkers nuts. But it has also been incredible answer to prayer. I wish my wife would just do it with me on this and just have I mean it this way. Sit here and just tell of all the great things that God has been doing, because we'll see all the attacks and then all the amazing miracles and the quickness of the miracles that come right now where we are. And I'm talking about with my mom and dad, with her mom and dad, with our tribe. It's just, a story after story, miracle after miracle after miracle. Every time we're down, every time we're looking down, every time we look like we feel we're getting our butts kicked, God's like, look to me, look at me, look at me, look at me. And I keep looking. We keep looking. The bride keeps looking to Christ. That's what he's crying out right now. Look at me, bride. And as we look at him, he's going to show us his greatness, his light, his life. And we're going to be encouraged, and we're going to be able to encourage one another. And that's what's going on right here in this tribe. And it's Nutsoville. Woo! And I don't mean like, what do you call it? What do you call it when you're schizophrenic and when you're happy, you're sad, you're happy, sad, bipolar? No, it's not bipolar at all. It is just end time living, but we're in Christ. We're co-laboring with Christ, whatever he wants to do in the Holy Spirit and with the power of the Holy Spirit to do whatever the business of the Father is. And that is the eternal purpose. And that's what we're doing right now, right here. And it's crazy. And we're having a wonderful time doing it. And it's filled with love and joy and peace. And it's incredible. It's incredible. And if you guys are experiencing the downers, but not the uppers, well, maybe just pay attention a little, and maybe God's showing you something, because in this time, what does Jesus Christ say? All our life, we are going to experience trials and tribulations. But in all the trials, in all the tribulations, he is with us, and he will deliver us every single time. And he has proven it to us on a, I say daily basis, but I'm at a moment by moment basis, because that's just the way we're living. Baby steps to the rapture, baby steps to the rapture. Yes, that's a movie quote. Again, if you know what baby steps to the blank is, then I will send you $1, put it in the mailbox, and it will get to you somehow spiritually. Here we go. Now, I'm going to take a breath, I'm going to take a drink. Everybody take a pause. Here we go. All right. God wanted us to do some remembering, remember. Okay, how did we get here where we are today? where we are today. November 12th, 2021, for this tribe right here, our ecclesia right here where we are, we had that heart-stopping sign from God where he gave us the following message. So literally on this date, this is the message that God gave us. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's other videos that we have where we go in detail. But then at the end of the day, on this date, God gave us this message. Jesus Christ is returning to gather and collect all his sheep. He will use his harvesting tool to cut us off from this world and sever every tie that holds us here. Then the Holy Spirit, who is the restrainer according to Scripture, will lift us up. He will harpazo and seize us, carry us off by force to take us to God's kingdom. Woo! As we are going up, Satan, the dragon, is getting thrown down, and he will be cast out of the heavens, and thrown down to the earth. That, my friends, brothers and sisters, woo-hoo, is the message that God gave us on this day. And it was a heart-stopping, miraculous event in our life, in our tribe. And again, go look, or even send us a note if you want to know personal information. But this is the message that he gave us with that on that day. So I'm going to say, woohoo, moving on, my friend, moving on. Okay, now, June 3rd, 2022, in just as miraculous of ways and connected to the same event and the same numbers, he gave us this message on this day, and it's for all of us, guys. Here we go. Yeah, I'm just going to read it. I wasn't, but I'm going to read it. The master builder, the architect, it is Jesus Christ himself addressing us. My Father is King. My Father is God. He is the most holy one. He is the most holy place, the sanctuary, and he is without genealogy. Sound familiar? I am the way, the true course of life. I want you to go truly consider and examine to the fullest. Now listen to this. Investigate every fact, scrutinize every detail, inquire all the info, sift through all the data with all forensic intensity. Woo! Oh, this is incredible. And through the Holy Spirit, discern and judge to determine the excellence or defects of any person or thing. Find out the what, the when, and the how. I'm going to pause for a second, guys, because as I'm reading this message that he gave us back in June, this is such amazing confirmation of all the other things he's given us up to this point. This is blowing my mind. This is blowing my mind. We're right here, ladies and gentlemen, at 537. My message is to everyone, to all of you, dear in the field, who pant after me, those who are willing to yield and to consent to me, those who rest in me. Oh, wow. And are content. Now, with all of this, guys, in case you don't understand, all this me and mine, who's talking? Jesus Christ himself, okay? So Jesus Christ is telling all of us who are awake, alert, and watching. Woohoo, here we go. I am coming back to take you to the place I have prepared for you. A higher place, a place with the highest authority and power. This is my home, and you will be with me for eternity. I also have a prophetic warning. This is Christ. I have a prophetic warning that destruction, famine, and pestilence will come upon the whole earth through the invader. If you are having a difficult time, take this, guys, in the best way, in love, but listen to this. If you are having a difficult time perceiving my message, or you think that I am too hard to understand, then you are not mine. You are feeble and weak and have none of my glory. Your light flow is restrained. Listen to me, this is Christ, and within you will stir an overwhelming desire to prepare yourself for my coming. Woohoo! So you will be found worthy to escape all that is coming upon the whole earth in these last days. All that are mine will be moved to act rightly and to do good works while waiting for my return. This message is my truth. Whose truth? Jesus Christ, who is all truth, who is truth. There is no my truth. There is only the truth. Jesus Christ is truth. Now, guys, if you're not shouting, if you're not out of your seats screaming, I can't help you. Now, it is miraculous how we got to these messages, but I can't tell you how we got there, because some of you that might be religious spirits are sitting there going, oh, you shouldn't play with that. You shouldn't watch movies. You shouldn't play with cards. You shouldn't boo-boo. You shouldn't ba-ba. And you shouldn't cuckoo. And you shouldn't cacao. And then all of a sudden, God's like, well, if you're awake, alert, and watching, I am giving the entire planet a message, and I am using every means possible to tell everyone who is awake, alert, and watching a message. Hey, what did the Bible say? When a human wasn't paying attention over and over and over, what happened? God used an ass to get a message across to a human. So if you think you're an ass, even you can be used, okay? Because people are going, what should I be doing right now? I don't know. And God's like, just be awake, alert, and watch, and I will give you the message. It's right on your screen. He is coming, and I can't make it any more clear. Woo! I'm sorry, guys. I'm not sorry. I am excited. I'm not sorry. I'm going to take a drink, and I'm not sorry about it, but just take a break. Think about this for a second, guys. Now, there's going to be some naysayers, and you know what? Naysay all you want. You're going to naysay your butt here during Jacob's trouble, and you're going, oh, maybe I should have listened to Peter at the time. But you know what? I'm not making fun of you. I'm not making fun of you. That window, the ark is not shut. The door is not shut. It's still open to you. So instead of doubting, use faith, faith, faith. We're going to move on, and I'm not going to explain this whole next slide, but there's some highlight things that's from another video. You know when you see it what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, we did this video, I want to say, yes, we did this video September 8th. That is when the Queen of England passed away, and some other things that happened. In fact, she passed away when I was recording the video that we were doing. Anyway, that was September 8th. Today, I want to say is September 15th. Let me check. Today is September 15th, okay? So, today, boom, September 15th, S15. September 8th, S8, that's when the Queen died. Now, we did this video on this day, okay? I didn't know, anyway, it was crazy. All this stuff came up. The whole point of this video, let me take a drink, hold 1 second. The whole point, I believe, that God was saying was, alert, alert, hello, hey, everybody, pay attention to what is coming down the road. Now, I'm going to tell you what I mean, because this right here was just crazy revelation that God gave us. And yeah, long story short, on this day of 9/11, when all these alerts and all these things were going on, God gave us downloads like crazy. But back to this slide. Remember, we believe in this tribe, we're in the month of Av. Now, we're going to explain that a little bit more later. But in saying that, we're also in the Jewish year 5782, which that actually means in the Hebrew to awaken, to stir up, to be triumphant. We all know that that has definitely happened, definitely happened this last year. Whew, 2022. And I know some of you think we're also in 5992, which yes, we are, so you're correct as well. We're not going to get into that now, but yes, you're correct as well. We also know that when this happens, when this is triggered, when this Kairos moment happens, and we go from 5782 to 5783, Jacob's trouble starts. Now that year in Hebrew means to be exposed, to laid bare, to be made naked. Again, sounding like trouble, great tribulation, Jacob's trouble, things like that. Okay. So as we were going all over this stuff, okay, we were saying this is God's calendar, and this is our Gregorian calendar, and these are the temperatures in Northern California. You guys remember that video? It was a crazy video. And all of these temperatures, they added up to something that meant, look at this, look, remember what it meant? house or place of escape. And it also meant your reward is at the end. And we were saying, well, what does that mean? Is that the end of the 10th? Is that the end of the 11th? What does that mean? It's the end of something. We said it's the end of something. So let's keep that in our mind. So remember, these were signs on the road to the Super Bowl, okay? On the road to the Super Bowl. 9/11, again, looking now. Remember I said, gosh, there's so much, guys. And I said, when we're looking for a date, and then that date happens, and it comes and goes, and you go, nothing happened again. We were like, if this and if that, nothing happened. And then we're like crying and whining, and we go, oh, blah, blah, blah. But then the smart people, they go, hey, we're awake, alert, and watching. I know things happened that day because I was prepared. And then you begin to look and research and say, whoa, what? You mean that on the 9th and 10th of all those disasters and birth pains happened on September 5th and 6th? And then what? There were alerts going off to let us know that the Queen was going to pass away. And then what? That actually meant something. And then what? The night, on and on and on and on. All those things meant something, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, boys and girls. It all is pointing to something, right? Yes. So on 9/11, on the road to the Super Bowl, a lot of things happened, right? We watched these. Now, our tribe did something that we've never done before. We prophetically watched a day of football using Red Zone. Yes, I know it's crazy. Yes. For those of you that don't know, you know, blah, blah, blah. Us and the NFL do not get along, but God said, go do it. And we said, we're not going to be a Jonah. So we went and did it. We weren't a Jonah. We said, we're going to do it. So we watched that whole day of football prophetically, and God spoke all day long. And we're going to get into some of that. But so remember, that was highlighted. Now, remember these 3 full moons highlighted. Remember that 3-day full moon. They were all reddish here where I am, where we are, our tribe is. They were all reddish here in the clouds. There was no clouds in all these days. It was overweight. Okay, remember, here in Northern California, extremely rare this deep in September, we get this much over 100 degrees. This is just nutsoville, okay? So it's a sign. It meant something. Well, all of a sudden, right here, the clouds moved in that night. And so these 3 full moons were reddish because it's harvest over here. And they're, oh, that's right, they're shaking the trees like crazy. I was going to do a slide, but I'm just going to tell you, you may or may not know this, okay? But over here, it is huge almond country, almonds. Almond country. And in harvest, they go over here and they have these little vehicles and they grab all the trees and they shake all the trees like crazy. Now, it might sound like fun, but if you live anywhere near these orchards, you know that if you have a washed, clean car or a clean house or a dusted house, for this whole harvest time, you have nothing but dirt and dust and your allergies and your cough. I'm sorry, I can go on and on and on. It's very funny. But they're almonds, and they're in these trees, and they shake them, right? And they're spelled almonds, and they shake them so hard that they fall very violently. And when they hit the ground, smack! They hit so hard, it knocks the L out of them, and they become almonds. So here in Northern California, that's the story. They are almonds in the tree, but they get shaken so hard, and they fall out violently, they get the L knocked out of them. And they become almonds. I know I'm stupid, but that's just a break in the tension. It's a funny true story because that is here in Northern California where I live. The true story about that, but whew, drink time. Hold on. Back here. So there's no clouds, no clouds, no clouds. All of a sudden, harvest. They're shaking the trees like crazy. The clouds move in. These 3 full moons are seen reddish in the clouds. That's important later. So, Feast of New Wine, we're right in the middle of it. We're at the September 15th. We're right in the middle of the Feast of New Wine. This date's coming up, and we're going to get into some of these later. But remember for now, that date equals 68 and 777. Now, back to this NFL game. Here, I'm going to go over a couple things that God gave us uniquely out of this game. Now, the slide is going to pow, and it's all going to be there, but we're going to go over it one at a time, okay? All you ADHD guys and girls, gals and guys and blah, blah, blah. I gave that one for you because you're going to go and you're going to start wanting to read everything. We're going to go from top to bottom, boys and girls. Here we go. Now, do you remember when the China earthquake hit? Remember, I'm going from the China earthquake, then I'm going to go to the football. The China was in during that week. Okay, now what was so important? What was the alert that got our attention? It was a violent earthquake, a lot of damage in China, and it was a 6.8 earthquake. So if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But we went to gematria, the same numerical value for words for this. Remember, this is an extremely rare event as far as I'm concerned. We're awake, alert, and watching. Earthquakes happen all over the place, right? Obviously. China, obviously, okay? But Jesus said we're going to have a massive increase in earthquakes. And if you do your research, you know right now we are in a massive uptick in earthquakes. Well, since we are awake, alert, and watching, there's earthquake in China, got our attention because 6.8 is a massive number to us in this tribe. So, same generic, we're over here. A New Hope. Yep, of course, yes. I'm a Star Wars nut fanatic, crazy person, yes. I fell in my chair because the same message came up here, A New Hope. Well, if you know Star Wars, yeah, it got my attention. God got my attention. So, next one, Hidden Door of Heaven. I'm just going to go, look at this. To all of you, what do you think God's telling us if we're looking at a message on this side? Not here yet, but on this side. Well, we have a new hope coming. He's going to give us that, the Church of Philadelphia, the door in heaven, right? The Lion of the tribe of Judah is coming. Where is he? Whoa, look at this. We're going to be going home. When? Quickly, okay? And he's coming. Wedding supper of the Lamb. Yeah, on the other side, 3 days of darkness, covenant of peace, right? The Antichrist. Again, these are messages. So what happened? A unique event happened, got my personal attention, so I went and looked. God got my personal attention. Then he said, here's my message. Whoa, and that's for all of us. And I went, okay, that's enough for me. I got it. Okay, I get you. So then we moved on to the football day, right? We're watching football prophetically, so all these signs are jumping off at us. So we saw, right, if you saw the other videos, you know King Henry is Derrick Henry. That's his nickname. Here in this tribe, we always call him that. But that is his nickname. So we put, and he is also number 22. Okay, 22 is Tav. It also represents Christ. A lot of things there, a lot of things. Now, King Henry in gematria, I'm not going to say it right. Gematria, the value is 666. So there's so much here, right? Yeah, enough to get our attention, okay? So I put that in there. The message that comes up that God is giving us through the Holy Spirit, pointing us to Christ Jesus. It says, the year. So yes, we all know that 2022 is the year. Our true Redeemer, Christ Jesus, right? The creation God. He is our God of creation. He is the God, okay? He has his hidden key. Where? To remember that door that we talked about last time? There's all these messages are connected. The hidden one, Melchizedek. If you saw that last video, that floored me when I saw Melchizedek. And you do remember that message that we gave earlier in this video, those slides, where it said without genealogy? Well, what is Melchizedek? He is the one who is without genealogy, speaking to Christ, speaking to God, right? I'm speaking. I'm going fast because I'm getting more and more excited because these are just a reminder to hang in there. It's a message of encouragement. Like Paul says, encourage one another with these words. What words, Paul? Paul, what words are we supposed to be encouraged with? Well, the words I'm telling you, Peter, the end time words that Jesus Christ is coming to get us. Now, here's the other side of this same message. Depopulation. Plagues. Some of all fears. That, I'm not going to say it. And then, of course, the true ID of you-know-who, and he is satanic behind the scenes. He's a puppet. And then the mark of this, all of it. Now, not that he is the AC, but he's being used by you-know-who. Anyway, all of these things. Now, before I forget, this may or may not fit at this time, but I'm just going to put it here because I will forget. Today, I went out to go get our breakfast. Now, because we're living in the end times, I'm always thinking about, God, are you giving us a message? Are you saying something? So I'm waiting for our breakfast. I'm going to take it back home, right? Some breakfast sandwiches is really cool. We have an amazing shop here locally that is just the bomb. Anywho's, so we go there, I go there, and I'm waiting for my food. And I'm sitting in a chair, just talking to God, to myself, looking up stuff, looking up in the sky. And there's some, I'll say veterans, older veterans, okay? So they're older, let's say 60 and above. And there's a table of them. We're outside and they're talking. So they're talking pretty loud so I can overhear the conversation. So one guy says, hey guys, did you know what? And he goes, my birthday was on 9/11 and I turned 80. And that got my attention, okay? It just happened to get my attention. Why? Because I'm awake, alert, and watching. So he said his birthday was on 9/11 and he turned 80. Immediately in my spirit. Now, I think this is just for me and my tribe because of other confirmations that God has already given us. But immediately, as soon as I heard that guy say my birthday was on 9/11 and I turned 80, what is it? Psalm 90:10 for a generation is from 70 to 80 years old. But the only thing that hit me was the psalm. And then at the end, it says, I turn 80 and then we fly away. That's all that hit me. I was like, what? And my brain exploded. And I go, okay, God, well, I'll go at least introduce myself because I want to know. And you know what's funny? Now, just so you guys know, I am not shy. I don't get scared anymore. I get butterflies. Absolutely. I get butterflies. But I don't have fear. Okay, I don't have fear. Screw fear. Yeah. Anyway, here we go. All of a sudden, and I haven't felt this in a long time, this little afraid thing tries to hit me, right? It's like, oh, aren't you afraid to go talk to those group of men? Like, and I laughed out loud. I chuckled. I go, you can get out of here, you stupid demon. So I said, as soon as I get my food, I'm gonna go at least. I gotta at least introduce myself and talk. Just find out his name. So I went over there. I got my food. They called me. I went over there, and I said, excuse me, guys. I'm sorry for interrupting you, but I just gotta know. I go, you said your birthday was on 9/11 and you turned 80? And he goes, yeah. I go, I just want to say congratulations. God bless you. I go, I just want to let you know you are a sign from God to me. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think I would have asked, oh, really? God said I'm a sign to you? But I'm going to go right through that for a second. So I said, God is, you're a sign from God to me because you said your birthday is on 9/11. You turned 80. And I just think that's awesome. It's amazing. Congratulations. God bless you, right? And I shook his hand. He goes, hey, thanks, man. Thanks a lot. He turned away. Now, that was the quick confirmation. Now, before I said that, I said, if you don't mind, my name's Peter. I go, what's your name? He goes, hey, my name's Mark. I go, Mark, great. In my head, lightning's going off, fireworks are going off. I'm trying not to embarrass myself in front of this guy. Now, you guys might know, you might be thinking, this is no big deal. This is a stupid story. It doesn't even matter. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm going to give you a couple clues. Number one, 9/11. Obviously, God had us knowing that there's going to be an alert on 9/11. So when this man said his birthday's on 9/11, yeah, he got my attention. Then he said he turned 80, and all of a sudden the Holy Spirit inside of me said, you'll turn 80 and then fly away. So immediately I'm thinking rapture. I'm thinking, woohoo, we're going home, babies. But then all of a sudden I go, I got to know this guy's name. So I hadn't met his name. I had to know his name. So when he said Mark, my name's Peter. Now, there are traditions out there, and honestly, it's more tradition. Actually, it's a known fact. Mark's gospel is pretty much Peter's story, okay? Mark's gospel is pretty much Peter's story. So when he said, my name is Mark, I said, my name is Peter. God said, is that enough of a connection for you? Hello, McFly. I said, God, you don't need to do that no more. I have a dented head. I'm a little crazy already. I said, thank you. I smiled. I ran back to my car. I'm in my car. I'm floored. I'm like, okay, that was just for me. So I went and told my tribe. So yeah, God gave me that today. And I just thought, okay, we're on the right track. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So on football day, King Henry, here's the story. Here's what it means. Good side, bad side, light side, dark side. Boopy, boopy, doo. We're moving on. This one floored me again. So this happened on, oh, by the way, when was the NFL opening day? Like the real opening day, not the Thursday game. The real opening day was 9/11. So on 9/11, my family and I were prophetically watching the NFL. And the first game we were watching, this guy named Deebo Samuel, and you have to go watch the other videos. I know it's a long video, but in there, Samuel is brought up in different prophetic ways. So I didn't know that at the time, but Deebo Samuel scored the first touchdown of the season for the 49ers. Okay? Now, his number is 19. 19, in case you didn't know, means faith. We are on a faith journey, guys. A road to the Super Bowl with faith, okay? Now, Deebo Samuel. I took a drink because this is too much. He scored. So I went to Gematria, of course. After that day, of course, I took tons of notes. So later, I checked it out. Here's the message that God gave us, all of us. Now, you may or may not agree. I don't care. 9/11, a lot of historical fact pointing that 9/11 is the birthday of Jesus. So when I put that in, the same numerical value, happy birthday was the first one that popped up. I was like, what the what? Happy birthday, Jesus. So, okay, I'm on the right track. The next one was what? Is your name in the book of life? And as you all know, that's very important. Then what? I am on my way to see you and coming down. This is all in the scriptures. It's all prophetic. Again, this is just a weird way how we got here, but this is a message from God. Fear nothing. God is with you. Fear nothing. God is with you. Who can be against you? No one. We're kicking the crap out of the devil all the time. Even when he tries to come in like a flood, what's the Bible say? The Holy Spirit, God Almighty, will raise up a standard. You know what a standard is? I call it like a force field. You have a force field around you and nothing can penetrate it. Woo! This is awesome, man. Awesome. And yeah, you're like, wait a minute. I thought your whole household was going nuts. Like your mom and dad are dying and your other in-laws are dying. They're living with you and they're going through cancer. You know what? Yeah, all that. And yes, I got fired from my job for saying no to the poison. Yes, all of it, and more. I have never worn a face diaper. Yes, and all that stuff, all that hell. We are in Christ Jesus, and Almighty God has prospered us, has blessed us, has allowed us to be blessed and bless others and have a phenomenal miracle lifestyle like you. It would make you just go crap your pants because it's just awesome. It is awesome in a good way, golden crap, but that's what we're doing. Okay, here's the message that God's given us. Okay, guys, here it is. Truth of the Holy Spirit, all this. I'm just too excited, but not too excited. I'm excited. Here we go. God and his wife, and here's the other side. Oh, look at this. You know that Michael is going to throw Satan out of the heavens. Okay, here's the message. You go look at it. I'm going to fast forward. I'm going to keep going. Okay. Next slide. Okay, now I'm only going to go over this because there's some dates that we want to pay attention to. We will right here. Now this date, which seems to be at the closing ceremonies of the Feast of New Wine, the date, September 17th, equals 68. Why is that important? I'm just saying. World War I, the date equals 68. World War II, date 68. World War III, date 68. Okay, they all equal 68. Something is going to happen on this date. And if it's bad, the good side is we're gone. Okay, it's awesome. It's awesome. But that's a date to watch. Now, here's why I think some of these dates are important. Repo Man, you're amazing, you're amazing, you're amazing. You keep talking about 10-day alerts and 7-day alerts and all this because there's always you look at Revelation, there's the 10 days where some of you will be thrown into prison. And go research this, guys. It's important. 10 days is important. 7 days is important. These are warnings, okay? Warnings. Warning, warning, warning. That's it, so crazy. This is a warning date, I think. Okay, now, what's 10 days from this day? If we're thinking 10 days, okay, bam, it hits us on September 27th. Yeah, the Feast of Trumpets blowing the horns and all the other stuff. Whew, okay, it is just so much. Look out for a 10-day warning here. Something, who knows what, just ask God. Now, I put this here because it's a day that we think that may or may not be where in America they go from summer to fall, but it's not truly that day, and I'll show you why later. There's another slide that Repo Man, all props to him. He figured this one out. Now, 24th. So why is September 24th? Now, I don't have 23 and 24 highlighted at all, but you know what's funny? People yesterday and today are highlighting those days like crazy, because not because of they think it's a rapture, but the world, the enemy, Satan, is highlighting this in the media, highlighting this for, you know, what was that ominous Germany guy? He just said, that is going to be a day that you guys remember. Now, here's the thing. I think it was a slip because he wasn't even talking about September 24th, but he said September 24th, and I think that is very, very, very interesting. Now, here we go. Now, over here, we have the 25th, 6th, and 7th. You guys know they're celebrating the Feast of Trumpets. Barry has information. There's this website where you can go around the world. They're going to all blow the trumpets at the same time. Look for it. It's out there. You can sign up and do it. They're going to blow it all at the same time. Now, I've been reading scripture. I've been reading. I am trying to figure out, again, this whole Trump, first Trump, last Trump, the dead in Christ, when they're rising and changing, and we're I did a video on it, but still, there is so much more. But all of that happens between these 3 days, guys. These three, and they're coming up. They're coming up. So if I go for 10 days from this warning date, that definitely hits me in the Feast of Trumpets. Definitely. I keep saying that. We hit the Feast of Trumpets. There's other dates here that make sense, that are crazy dates. If you look at, that get you to, oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to show you in a second. Let's just go there. Remember. Oh, okay. Remember these 3 full moons, and here they were cloudy and they were reddish, but here we go. Next slide. Okay. From January 1st, 2022, if you add 7 months, 7 weeks, and 7 days, it gets you to September 26th. Why is that important? Yeah, again, Feast of Trumpets. But what else? Yeah, the crazy NASA people, the fart dart, fart. They want to send an Armageddon movie-like structure towards this thing that is coming at us, and they think they want to hit it, and it's going to break up into so many little pieces that's going to miss Earth, and they're going to save us, and we're going to rejoice, and we're going to be so happy. Now, if you remember the movie, and here's why I think it's so funny, because in the movie, that idea came up, but that idea was of one of their specialists that got a C- in astrophysics. I'm telling them, the enemy's telling on himself. Now, in the movie, if they tried that, it would have destroyed the Earth. So, I'll just leave it at that. They're going to try the bad idea. It just hit me right now. It just hit me. They're going to try the bad idea. And it just so happens to be on 777, just so happens to be on the Feast of Trumpets. This is too good. This is too good. You could make a movie. You should make it. Somebody's got to make a movie. Whoever survives, make a movie of this. Because obviously you're not in Christ right now, but if you know, it's just, it's crazy. It's crazy. Here we go. I'm moving on because that's just too good. Okay, now, the day we were watching prophetic football, this commercial came up. I saw it one time. I'm not going to get into the long story. They said, for a measly $549 a month, this vehicle, this beautiful vehicle can be yours. And I said, that's odd, and it's a lot of money, but that number is prophetic football day, so I took that and I put it, yes. What is it in the Greek? And it just so happens to mean to go away, to depart. I think I'm yelling too much, and I know I'm going to get comments, you're too loud. Well, you know what? I'm pretty sure almost all of your devices have volumes on them. So I'm excited because, yeah, I saw a commercial one time that day, on the day that our tribe is watching football prophetically. This commercial comes up, that comes across, the Holy Spirit says, hey, go look at this in the Greek. And I said, okay, and it means to go away and to depart. So I don't know, maybe you don't want to believe that, but I'm going to believe it. Moving on. This is just a crazy, crazy picture, the best I can give you about my dream. Remember, in my dream, I got 3 reddish moons that were playing peekaboo with the clouds. When the 3rd moon hit, wham, it's lightning like crazy purple. This scene, what you're seeing, happened all at once. I knew it was the rapture. My wife came flying in. She's excited. I'm going in a slow motion up and through the ceiling that I knew the rapture was happening, and we wake up. The reason I'm bringing this up again is because literally here where we are, we saw 3 reddish moons in the clouds. When we have been going a long time with no clouds, all of a sudden, because that story, remember about the clouds and the harvest and all that? That happened. So this is my dream. I'm just waiting for it to happen in real life because I saw the 3 moons. I'm waiting for the rapture to happen because this was our final rapture dream that we've had so far. Moving on. This is not for mine. This is another brother watching that. He's amazing. Oh my goodness gracious sakes. I can't do it like him. I'm going to give you my part. This scenario is what the sky is going to, like sun, moon, and stars, will look like on September 27th. Yes, all those times that we were talking about, all those signs pointing to that day. On that day, the alignment will be here. We have the Lamb taking the Christians, the Pisces, the fish, who have their, let's say their foot is on the throat of the dragon. So as we're being caught away, harpazoed, carried, right? The child is being harpazoed away. The dragon is being thrown to the earth, right? Again, it goes on and on. And of course, he means something. He means all the virgin, you know, right here means something. And the moon was. Read this. Just read this. I hit pause and read the slide. But again, this all lineup right here happened back in 2015 of the, you know, that sign that and those it goes on and on, guys. But this is our warning, and this is going to happen on 9/27 this year. This right here. If you don't think this is God, then yeah, maybe we can't help you. But we believe that we're out of here, baby dolls. We are out of here. Now, this last part right here is Repo Man. He put this. Now, the reason I have this, because think of all the scriptures that talk about that represent Jesus Christ harvesting in the summertime. And we're thinking, well, if we go beyond the certain dates, it's not going to be summer anymore. It will be fall. But Repo Man found the day of equal parts, or I just call it, he calls it that. Let's just name it that. The equalest day happens to be, yes, the same day that all this alignment that's going on, and yes, the same day they're going to go, right, the same time they're going to shoot the rocket and destroy that thing, and probably, you know, all of those things will hit the earth, and all of that, guys, is happening on the same day, Harpazo. So let's just throw that out there, okay? We'll just throw that out there. And we can go story after story, but I want to try to keep it short. I don't want to go long. We have a lot of stories, but we can do other videos. But for now, that should be enough. If you're not crazy excited right now, I don't know. I'm stretching my legs. This is nuts. Guys, I'm just going to go what's what? Yeah, this is it. This is it. In fact, okay, calm down. I'm just going to tell you about this right here. This slide. You know what it means. If you're not there, do it. Confirm your reservation in Christ. If you're there, go tell others how to do it. Because it's time. It's done. We're done. Because this is it. And I'm not going to shout and scream right now yet. I'm going to tell you right now. This is why it's important. Our bridegroom is coming to get us, guys. He has given us all kinds of signs and wonders in the sun, moon, stars, on earth, in the scriptures. They line up with this year, whatever year you want to call it. This is the year he is coming. This is the ballpark. And now when that Kairos moment happens, when that whammo happens and the sky splits and the bridegroom comes, woo! That is any moment. So right now, guys, the bridegroom is returning for his bride. Look up, be ready. We gone. Whoa, that was, I am excited. I hope you're excited. Love one another. Maranatha. Just do whatever you got to do. Listen to God and do what he's doing. God bless you guys. We'll see you soon in the clouds. Whew, we love you.